what's going on, guys? So here's a quick video I wanted to bring to you guys to show you a little bit of a DIY home automation that I kind of got set up here. It's not perfect, but it's kind of cool because it cost me $20 to build. So without further ado, okay Google, turn on my light. Light. Let's get started. So here is the Plugs indoor Wi-Fi controlled outlet. This is all it is, just this little brick. It's got a manual power button, a Wi-Fi signal light, and a power light. Now I have this in my bedroom and I use it as my light in my room, and so I cover this up with a piece of electrical tape. That way those little bright lights don't blind me at night, because they are pretty bright. But this is all it is. This is the box it comes in. And so it's rated for small appliances. It's one outlet and it's wireless. They do have an outdoor version that I saw at Walmart that had 2 outlets on it. I believe they have some more on their website, but this is the one I found at Walmart. My receipt here, I paid $19.84 for this. I got it alongside an LED bulb for my lamp too, but $19 for this setup here. And that's all it's cost me so far. So you can do this with up to 12 devices. So it's not limitless, but it's fairly cheap. So all you gotta do is plug this in, set it up through the app, which is really intuitive, and then you're good to go. So I'm gonna go plug this in, and then we'll get started with the automation part of it on the Android phone. Okay guys, so here we are on the Android phone. Now you're gonna need a couple different things for this. The way I set mine up is basically using the Tasker program as well as some plugins for it that are all found in the Google Play Store. The other thing I'm using is the Plugs. This is the application that runs through the Plugs, which is a $20 Wi-Fi powered, Wi-Fi connected outlet. And I've got it hooked up to my desk lamp here. And all this basically does is you connect the app to the light over Wi-Fi and give it your Wi-Fi information, get it all set up. And it's a simple switch that just operates over Wi-Fi network. You can also do it over 3G networks and cellular networks. Sometimes it's not as fast as Wi-Fi, obviously, but if you're at home, it's super easy to use. And so what I have this basically to do is when it hits the command to turn the light on, it launches the app and then clicks on that and then exits the app. So it's not done in the background, it's done in the foreground, but it's still fairly hands-free and pretty autonomous. So, okay Google, turn on my light. And so it does all that autonomously without having to have any input from me on the phone. Okay Google, turn off my light. Alright, so we'll start with after you've installed Autovoice and Autoinput, set those up. They need permissions, and they do have trial versions that I'm using right now. The trial versions allow you to use those full commands. I believe the Autovoice demo, or the Autovoice Premium, is what lets you use longer voice commands. Without that, you're limited to, I think, 4-word commands, which doesn't work awesome, but it is doable for free. The Autoinput app is what automatically clicks on the screens. There's no root required for this, and the Tasker application is what does all the magic. And so I'm in the black theme now. You guys can still see that fairly well, so we'll keep it. So this is your environment you'll be in. You can start a profile, and the profiles are what will start events. So if it recognizes A, B, or C, it does C, D, and F, or whatever. I just screwed up my alphabet entirely there, but you guys get where I'm going. So it's pretty basic program kind of syntax flow. The tasks, I created one task for my bedroom light, and through the profiles, when these events are hit, it automatically triggers that bedroom light task. So we'll start a new task here just to walk you guys through how to set up a profile, So for a profile, you'll set up state, and you're going to want to use the plugins and then the Autovoice plugin, and then hit the recognize button. Once you get to here, you tap the little pencil icon and it brings up the auto voice recognition. Make sure it's set to event behavior, and then the command filter is where you'll type in the words that you want it to recognize you saying. So I'll just cancel out of this right now because we're not actually going to use that. Well, we'll set one up for fun then. So now it'll recognize the word test. And so immediately exiting that, it'll bring down a list of your tasks, and since the only task I have created is bedroom light, it brings that down as the only option. So the task for bedroom light is where it gets a little more confusing. So this basically runs down this program like an algorithm, starting with 1 and going all the way down until it reaches the last one you set. So I have mine set to wait a couple seconds after it gets the voice prompt from Google. It then goes back to the home screen, so it closes out of the Google Now launcher, launches the Plugs app, waits 3 seconds because sometimes that app takes a little bit of time to find my light on the server, and then it runs an auto input action, which is the emulated touch on the screen, and then once that's done, it goes home. So to set up the auto input action is really easy. So we'll start a new task here, and we'll call it light. So after you've added the other things and now you want it to do an input, you'll go to plugin and then auto input, and then we're going to do an action. We're going to do a screen tap. So hit action and then hit the pencil icon to configure. Now you can set this up manually if you know what you're doing. I tried that before by giving it the X and Y coordinates of the button on screen. That didn't seem to work, but the easy setup way works flawlessly. So you hit easy setup and it opens a notification, and when you want it to record something you hit add, and so I'll show you how that works here. So we'll go into the Plugs app, and this the one light I have set in there, you see how sometimes it takes some time to find the app or to find the light. So this is always in a stationary position. This always helps for these buttons. You'll hit add. Now it's recording, so when you click something, it gives the X and Y coordinates and tells you you can hit accept. So we'll want to go back to Tasker, which for some reason is not showing up in my recent apps. There it is. So I have a little error there, but it will take you back to Tasker like this, and then you'll just select that. Select what kind of click you want it to do. We just want to tap it once and hit the check mark. So now this will click that portion of the screen when that comes across. So we'll deleted that now, but so after the app is launched and it waits for the allotted time, it then runs that input. This all requires no root. This all works perfectly on my phone. Hoping it works well on your phones. And that is everything you need to have set up. When you're in Autovoice, make sure you have the Google Now integration turned on, and some other settings that might help can be found down in the advanced portion of it. Okay, Google, turn on my light. And that's all there is to it.